I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah. Now we're safe.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Counter Culture Podcast. I am here with
Troy Peterson
from
ValorFit.
How you doing, man?
Good.
How's the weekend been for you?
Really neat.
Yeah.
This is the second event we have been at as a vendor. We were at the CrossFit Games, big event. We've been to a lot of local events, but big event like this, and I was told, like, people will take care of you, people will be nice to you. Like, that's a big thing, like how authentic and genuine are people. And the same people that have always been genuine and authentic have came to see me and check on me and those things. Like, I'm a grown man, but I got some issues. And so these people thankfully wrap their arms around me, take care of me. And then I've met
Let's hold the mic up just a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I've met a lot of great new people like you guys.
Yeah.
Like, real people is all I need.
Dude,
and that's what matters.
Yeah, it's important because, like, yeah, like you said, I mean, everybody's got issues, right? And so, like, just being a kind person and treating people the right way, or how treating people genuinely how you would want to be treated is so fucking important.
Absolutely.
You never know when somebody's going through, like, some shit. Like, there could be somebody walking right now that's having a panic attack inside, and you have no idea.
Someone here is having a medical issue at home that they think they need to be home for someone else, or they're worried about someone somewhere else, and so people have things.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm empathetic, and so I get it. I don't want to try to fix everything, but I'm very understanding and very caring, and that simpleness of life has gotten me so far and provided me with, like, a lot of calmness, a lot of peace, and I hope to kind of pass that on to people. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm aggressive and sometimes passive-aggressive about veteran healthcare. That's very important to me. Veteran suicide is something I don't joke with, but I do a lot of things that bring attention to it in a funny, positive way.
Sure.
But also with kindness.
Yeah.
And hard work and the work ethic, and it's working really great. I like it here.
Yeah, that's good, man. So
I miss my family very, very, very much. I miss my wife and kids.
Dude.
Crazy now. Like 24 hours, I was good. Things are great. It's quiet. And then it's reality kicked in.
How long have you been away from your wife and kids?
Got here Monday.
You got here Monday?
So I don't leave till tomorrow on Monday, so it'll be 7 days.
Jeez.
And that's a long time for all of us.
Yeah.
To be away from each other. It's anyone. Obviously, I don't compare to what other people are doing and gone for years and those things, but, like, for me, 7 days, I miss my family, man. I'm not gonna pretend that, like, I don't. Like, boy, do I miss them. Yeah.
Dude, I miss my son after, like, 5 hours of being separated from him. And so yeah, Heather and I, we both have kids too. So I have a 5-year-old son. He's about to turn 6. She has a 3-year-old about to turn 4 daughter, Izzy. My son's name is Caden. And yeah, so we came here Wednesday, but we dropped them off at their other parents' house like Sunday. So we haven't seen them either. And then we come back, we fly back home tomorrow, but we don't get home until like 2. And then we leave again on Wednesday to go to another event. So I can definitely relate and empathize with that, dude.
I looked at getting a one-way ticket to see, like, tonight, like, oh, I'll leave early, and ask for forgiveness later.
Yeah.
But it was not realistic.
Yeah.
And my wife and kids will be good for one more day.
Just gotta hug them and cuddle them extra hard when you see them.
Yeah. We got a couple vacations coming up planned, so
good.
It's good for them to spend time with their mom too.
Yeah.
Not just, I'm a hover parent.
You are?
Oh man. Oh yeah.
You're all over.
I would, in a good way, I would say.
Yeah.
I would say generally in a good way, but, like, I like to ensure that they're gonna learn from things that they're doing.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes it's a little too much, like, but I like them to do things on their own and be independent, but I also like to do things with them. Like, my wife and I like to be around them.
Yeah.
So that's, like, I call it a hover parent. I'm not a micromanager by any means. I would say actively involved would be. I like being actively involved.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. I want them to do things on their own, but I'm, like, overseeing it the entire time without, like, showing that I'm overseeing.
Yeah, and we'll get to it. Like, I attempted suicide. So I essentially tried to give up that parent, that being a husband, and now I'm not letting it go.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, it's
Was that while you were a dad or before?
So my oldest Tucker's 11 now. He was 3, and my youngest true to 7, and my wife was 3 months pregnant with him when I attempted.
Wow, okay.
And, yeah, it was just one of those things. My military service in Iraq led up to having PTSD, and I was wounded over there, and then I got home, and I didn't have anything to go back to in my head. I didn't know what to do. I'm good. I'm not okay. Reality was I wasn't okay, but I was literally pushing everything to the side and putting my feelings in my pocket, so I didn't know how to work through them. I didn't know like how to even process those things because I didn't know what therapy was. Like, I was an alcoholic to begin with, and so then therapy just, like, you play fake things in my head over and over and over of what therapy's got. Like, I'm gonna be, you know, on a couch on my back telling those things, you know what I mean? Like,
the
you see in the movie.
smoking a cigarette.
Right,
Yeah.
And like weird things happen. I'm like, I can't do that. And so I just kept drinking, and then I turned to Oxycontin and hydrocodone. And then I got to like 100 more pounds than I weigh right now. And then I was a drug addicted alcoholic for over 9 years. And like the chemical reaction, not just to my body physically, but like mentally, I had no idea. Like, I knew right from wrong, but I didn't know how to process feelings. I didn't know what my emotions were, and they were all over the place. And it just led to an attempted overdose.
Okay, so an attempted overdose.
Yeah, so I attempted overdose. Like, I thought I was super smart, and I think in the back of my head, I knew I didn't want to kill myself. Like, I didn't. I wanted help. Like, I just didn't know how. And so I took like 120 pills.
Holy
and
shit.
I think I missed science class, like chemistry. Like, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
You don't get to do that. So thankfully, I got sick, and my body wouldn't accept all those pills. And then when I woke up, it was like, oh man, I feel terrible. I literally, in my head, didn't want to be here anymore. For a long time, I didn't like myself. I hated myself. I was a piece of shit. You know, all these people were doing great things in the world, and they thought I was funny, and I hated the way I was physically. I hated the way I was feeling physically and mentally, and so I was like, I'm done. I don't know how to explain it. I can't get these thoughts out of my head. And so I thought by taking myself out of the equation, my wife and kids would have a good life. Like, that's what I told myself. Like, if I'm here and I go over here and I go away, she gets to move on. And that's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Then she will never move on. And it's taken me years to like fully understand what that means. And so like with the organization and ValorFit, like, we try to get people to understand, like, no, like those feelings, I get it, I understand it. What can we do to work through it? I hate that anybody would have to feel like that, and people do.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I lose sleep over it. I try too hard in this organization, but if trying too hard saves people's lives, fuck, I'm in, man.
There's never such a thing, especially when there's hurting people in the world. And
so there's like the balance thing for me. Like, sometimes I'm a really good stay-at-home parent and husband. Great. And then my mind starts to wander, and I'm getting emails and text messages of people that I know I could benefit from being there with them, being all up in their grill, you know, like being their friend. And like, so it's like, man, I really love being at home right now. At this moment, this person needs me. Like, this family needs that person.
So, I talked to Evan Slaughter yesterday, and we were talking about like something along the lines of like military people and what, like, how they get depressed or how they get caught up in drug addiction, you know, because it happens often in that population of people. One of my thoughts on it, and you can tell me, right, is you were stationed in Afghanistan, you said? Iraq. Okay. Yeah. So one of the things that I think is like, when you're in the military, you have like so much purpose. You have something that you're fighting for every day. It's one of the best jobs on earth. I could never do it, but it's one of the most honorable jobs, right? Especially when you go overseas, you serve, and you've probably seen a lot of shit, but you have a purpose, right? Your buddies get hurt, and so it's a brotherhood. You're trying to take care of everybody, right? That's like the parenting thing too. And then when you have to leave that reality, suddenly you've lost all your purpose. You don't know how to find your purpose again.
Yeah.
And it can be hard, I can imagine, even to find that same purpose in a wife and kids. because it's not your brotherhood.
Right.
You were all putting your lives on the line for
So
each
mission
other.
and purpose, you nailed it. Like that is 100%. And that's something not just in the military they instill, but it's something us as a veteran-based nonprofit with ValorFit, we say like, hey, remember your, like that's what we're going after is a purpose, mission, and goals.
Yeah.
And so when I left, I was okay, but I had no more adrenaline.
Yeah.
I had no more battle buddies. Like these fellas and I went through hell and did it together.
Yeah.
And we lost some along the way, and that sucks. But then I was like a puzzle piece that like is broken, so you throw it away. And so then there's that puzzle piece missing for me. I'm not there anymore. Now I'm sad, now I'm pissed, now I'm angry, all these different things. And I can't get back into that puzzle. I'm no longer there anymore. That was a choice I made to get an honorable discharge and get out. But I didn't know what step to take next.
Right.
I didn't have a work ethic. Like I went from 100 to 0. And it wasn't, I got out, I hit the ground running, I had a purpose, I was proud of myself. Like I was scared, I was nervous, I was angry, I was sad, and it just kept in a circle of doing that.
Let's touch on that though real quick. Because you guys are like some of the bravest dudes on earth, right? So you're not scared, you're not afraid to be in Iraq fighting people who are trying to kill you, but you come back home. Is it because, and you're scared, nervous, is it because no longer you have the chaos to thrive in?
That,
so it's
that is
uncomfortable?
a huge part of it. So like the adrenaline, like you don't, when I was there, we didn't seek adrenaline.
No.
It was adrenaline. There wasn't a choice.
You never knew when shit would pop off.
Right. It was all the time on the go. And so when I got home, it wasn't that I was like sad or weak. It was a feeling of not being a part of something.
Yeah.
And it wasn't scared of what the missions that I did. Now the people that we lost, that bothers me.
Yeah.
Because now I'm lost, I'm angry. This person, you know, First Sergeant Ernest, he died over there fighting for his country, and I'm home, and now I don't know what the fuck I'm doing and where I'm supposed to go because I'm an alcoholic. And I hit the ground running, drinking.
Yeah.
Like the night we got home, I was sick. I was so drunk. Like
wow.
I was full speed ahead. It's time to go. And so the substance I became addicted to it. But it was, I didn't have a purpose. I didn't know what to do. Someone was telling me what to do, when to do, how to do it. And when we would go on missions, we had one mission, and then I got to pick how to do it, what to do, where to go.
Yeah.
And we all did it together. It was teamwork. It was awesome. Sometimes it didn't work out very well. But most of the time there were successes in our eyes. We're alive, we're good to go. And so I lost that.
So
and that's when I say like I was scared when I got back, or these things, like I was scared to let people down because I couldn't think straight.
So when you come back and you get more involved in drinking and stuff, did you, that night you got sick because of how drunk you were? Were you already an alcoholic, or
Yeah, I like to have a good time prior.
Okay.
Not by not with drugs by any means.
Yeah.
I got an honorable discharge. I never failed a piss test in the Army. Like
okay.
That was something I never ever did.
Yeah.
I was just in pain and like physical pain, and like found some hydrocodone. I was like miserable, and so I just kept going. But yeah, I'd like to have a good time before. So I didn't really have a handle on my alcohol before. I like to party.
Yeah.
I like to party a lot.
Yeah. Everybody goes through stages like that, I feel like, but some people more susceptible to like the actual addiction part.
I was absolutely, like beforehand, on the weekends, I was popping bottles.
Damn.
A lot of them.
So when you came back though, why did you choose to open the bottle? Was it because you had unprocessed emotions, or like you were like, I'm back, let's have a good time, and then it escalated? It was kind of a distraction
from my emotions. Like if we're gonna have a good time, we're gonna drink, and things are great, and I can talk about it and be cool. And drinking is just something I did, and like I'm going 4 times as fast as everybody else. Like things in my head aren't processing when we land at Fort Hood, which is now Fort Cavazos. Like I'm not processing what's going on. Like man, this is a lot.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. So if I drink, then it pushes away those things, which actually just made it worse.
Yeah, and I think too, right? Like sometimes people will think like, if I drink, I'll loosen up, I'll be able to express my feelings, talk about it, but really it kind of makes the situation worse.
For me, I always made it worse.
Yeah.
I'm 8 years clean and sober. I know people that can have a drink. Thank you. Like, that can have a drink. And I'm cool with being around those people, but I won't go around those people that take it too far. I was one.
Yeah.
It makes me very uncomfortable, makes me very angry, and I don't like being around those people.
Yeah.
But it was like, I always took it too far at every weekend.
Yeah. So I'm actually, my girlfriend and I were like almost 2 years sober.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
Congrats.
Not because we had a problem with alcohol. We just decided it doesn't, we're parents. We want to show up for our kids in every capacity possible. We like fitness. We love our health.
Absolutely.
So we just don't think that it like jives with our lifestyle.
In this space, the CrossFit arena, the health and fitness, like, I think that's generally a lot. Like,
you'd be surprised how many people still drink, though.
Oh, yeah, but you'd also be surprised of how many people that are in your same situation.
Yeah,
Like a year or two because of health, not because I had to quit.
Yeah.
And I chose to quit. I wanted to. I like this life. But there's people like, oh, I think I've had, one drink.
Yeah.
Some people have a drink tonight after Wadapalooza.
Yeah.
And then they won't drink again because the Open's coming. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's just people's lifestyle.
Yeah.
And for me, this space is super beneficial for that.
Yeah.
Because I've at least found it. People understand my situation.
Well, you get to be around like-minded people and people who like can respect you for what you're doing.
Yeah.
They have those boundaries set where they're not going to be like, come on, dude, just one.
Right.
Just have a drink,
And I've never had anybody.
That was Gabe, the owner of Paper Street.
Hey, boy, hey.
You never had anybody what?
I've never had anybody be like, are you sure you can't just have one? Like,
Right.
I've been very open about this.
That's good.
And I don't, people, you shouldn't have to, but I've been very, like, straightforward. At my 1 year, I'm like, I am clean and sober.
That's awesome.
Like, on the internet.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Year 2, so on and so forth. Like,
So people know.
I stayed away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully, people have, like, really stayed away. And it's been brought up more good conversations, and I've never had a bad encounter over it.
That's good, man. Awesome. Yeah, when we gave it up, something that I did realize, though, and I think that this is actually the case for a lot of people, unfortunately, it's hard to have that conversation in the mirror with yourself, is I knew I didn't have a problem with, like, I wasn't an alcoholic. I didn't feel like I needed to drink. However, every time I did drink, I was like, let's fucking drink.
Yeah.
And so, like, to me, I think that that's kind of low-key a problem, right?
Yes,
that's not a
absolutely,
good thing.
yeah.
And so I was able to recognize that, yeah, I may not feel the need to drink all the time, but when I do drink, I don't like to just have a beer. I don't like to just have a shot of tequila.
Right.
And that is also kind of an issue.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think people have, like, passive-aggressive conversations with me and bring that to me, like, I just can't have one, but I'm not an alcoholic. I'm like, hey, man, I didn't ask.
Yeah.
Promise you I didn't ask. I hope things in your life are good.
Yeah.
Like, go get them.
But you know when they say that type of stuff that they feel a certain type of way about
like,
what
you
they're
want to
doing.
have a conversation, I'd be glad to have a conversation.
Yeah.
If not, like, carry on, man. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Like,
Yeah.
if you're not an alcoholic and you don't have to provide, who am I? You don't have to provide me an excuse.
Right.
Not having to sit down with my family having a conversation about alcoholism. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all on the same page in my family, the whole family. And it's like, strangers will come up and be like, I can have a drink on the weekends. I'm like, cool, man. Proud of you. Like,
good for you.
Speaking of weird, like, congratulations.
Like, that's a weird thing to say to me.
I'm really proud of you. See you probably never again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, sounds wonderful. Like, great.
Yeah, it's interesting. People, well, just in general, people feel like they need to justify every action that they have. And it's just
that's
like,
one thing I never did was justify to anybody but my immediate family.
that's good. What was it like having the realization, coming clean with yourself, right? Because I know that you said you had an attempt, but then after that, it still does take a lot of work to be like, look yourself in the mirror, have that conversation, and be like, fuck, dude, I need to figure this out.
I was given an ultimatum. Thankfully, I didn't do anything bad to my wife up until that point. Like, I was a horse's ass. I was a douche at the bar, like 100% embarrassing. Put her in situations that weren't safe for her, fighting with other people. But I was given an ultimatum, it's now or never. And after that situation, when that was said, it was like, okay, I believe you. I don't want to lose this. What do I do? And then she had tried to get me to go, and she'd been doing CrossFit. You need to go to CrossFit, you need to go to CrossFit. So I went into CrossFit and walked in, and like, the owner's abs have abs, and you know what I mean? Like he's a big, beautiful hunk of man meat.
Now I know why you've been coming to CrossFit.
And that's what made me stay.
Yeah.
It wasn't the health part, it was the man meat. But like, he just opened his arms to me. He's like, let's get you going. So he put me through the one-on-one sessions. And I, looking at your eyes and embarrassed, like I'm a big boy.
Yeah.
Like, I got tit sweat. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
The boob sweat is real with this guy. But he was like, hey, good job. We're going to learn step by step in little things. Not like holding my hand, hey, step by step, little daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, the next step is this. The goal is this. And things are fucking clicking. And I'm like, oh, man, okay. Now this day is good. And then it was a couple days later, after those sessions, he introduced me to group class. And he was coaching the class, so he introduced me to people. And nodding, and they stood around and sang Kumbaya and shook my hand.
Yeah, everybody gave your name and something.
Hey, this is Troy, this is Tiffany's husband, he's a new member.
Yeah.
And people had known my wife, and thankfully she's very well respected and very well liked. So people were nice to me, and I started to have a good time with it.
Nice.
And the weight just felt like, fuck, no drugs and alcohol, the weight's falling off. I'm eating halfway decent. So then I start to like it, and I start to make a habit out of it, going like twice a day, even to just like stretch at the gym with the people that are, hey, come hang out with us. Like the competitors at the gym that have a small competitors class to hang out with. So I started doing that, and I started to really like it. And then I started opening up about PTSD and about drug addiction. And the people like embraced me so much.
Yeah.
And then the opportunities came of, how can we help you? Can you help us? And then we started piecing by piece. I had goals and a purpose, and I was on a mission again.
So something that you mentioned earlier in the conversation was that when you left the military, you no longer had somebody kind of giving you the step-by-steps, right? Like, this is what you're going to do today, this is what you have to do later. Do you think that some of why you found peace in CrossFit, or just going in the gym in general, having that coach, do you think some of the reason why you found the peace there was because you had somebody that could give you instruction?
So that instruction, I don't think it would have worked with anyone else than with Reggie. There was no ego. There was no tough guy thing. I had a wall up. Everybody. There was nothing. It was like dopey kindness and love. Like, hey, bruh. You know, but like he's from Iowa. So like, but like kindness. And like the hard work. Like, you're going to work. Like, let's do this. Things will be okay. Grab a barbell. Grab a PVC pipe. Fucking PVC pipe. Get out of here. And I did it. You got to do this. I'm going to trust him. Is what I'm saying to myself. And being told what to do, when to do, and how to do it again, I started like, it was really like the light switch turned on. Man. And it was like, aha. And I hadn't had that actual thought process of aha. I was just fucking rolling with it. Like, I was like, okay, now I'm back. Like, here in this moment, I'm clicking, I'm doing these things. I'm golden. And
that's fucking sweet.
I just kept doing that day after day, and it was like, oh fuck, no. I don't want to say unstoppable, but I fucking love helping veterans, and it's going real well. Yeah, dude. So,
that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's cool.
But yes, absolutely. The mission, the goals, the purpose, and being told how to accomplish those things, that's what brought me back to reality.
Sweet, dude. So in the thick of that, right, you're in CrossFit. When do you find therapy, and how integral was that? Because as a man, right, as a man, therapy, it seems weird. And part of me still, like, I went through a rough childhood. I got my issues for sure. I've been diagnosed with like PTSD, fucking anxiety, everything, right? And so like one of my issues was always that like the therapists are almost always female. And like even to this day, I'm like, she can't empathize with the struggles that I go through, the problems that I go through. So why would I talk to her? Which is why in my life, having like a group of men that I can confide in, or like a mentor or something, is like the same for me, right? God is the same for me, basically. So how did you find it? How did it benefit you? Do you still continue to do it?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's something that will remain in my life forever. I forget, First Form says things like non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Will Grumke said non-negotiable. And I was like, okay, young fella. But then I was like, therapy is my non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Like, that's something I will do. And I went to like a vet center. So it's a VA program, not at the VA, if that makes sense. But like, I went to the vet center and I did some therapy. And I tried in the years in the past, and I lied for like my whole time being an addict. Oh yeah, I'm at therapy, I'm at the bar.
Yeah.
I smoke a half pack of Marlboro menthol lights and 10 beers, and I'm at therapy, you know?
Yeah.
But then when I came back, I was like, I need help. And that was part of kind of my ultimatum, like, you need to get help. It's not just going to the gym, it's getting help. So I willingly went and got help. Didn't mesh with a couple of the therapists, like the location I didn't like, you know? And then I started meeting therapists that I liked.
Yeah.
And now it's like a couples therapist. So both of us together with these emotions, working through those things. And therapy is a non-negotiable, always will be. I've got a lot of emotions. And to pretend that I've got them under control is the biggest fucking lie I would ever tell myself.
Yeah.
And I don't have control over those emotions all the time, or those feelings, or the thoughts. And in therapy, I get them back. Therapy, I can either be called out, I can be, you know, empowered, whatever it may be. That's where reality kicks in therapy for me. It isn't, I mean, as a man with tattoos that eats beef jerky and lifts weights, you know what I'm saying? Fucking.
And I know how to shoot guns.
Yeah, I shot a gun 15 years ago. Like, I'm not in control of those emotions all the time.
Yeah.
And I want to be a positive role model, not just for myself, but for I stay in the veteran community. Like, that's my thing. I don't go outside of that. I don't know everybody's thing, but I know a lot of veteran stuff. And so it's for me.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Cool.
It's been so helpful.
That's good, man. I'm happy for you, for sure. Because there's this whole, like, tough guy movement online, right? The manosphere or whatever. And the red pill. Do you know anything about the red pillars?
I have no idea what that is.
Don't even worry about looking it up. I stay up to date with some of the internet stuff just for fun and for topics, but they're all like, hey, therapy is for bitches, blah blah blah, and they're like, you're a man, you're supposed to be stoic all the time, and I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. Stoicism is good. Being in control, like not punching somebody when you feel like you want to punch them, is good. But there's always also the side of that where, no, like if you're a man, like part of being a man and being in control of your emotions or having some sort of control is like having the ability to let go.
If someone were to write a book about that and not make any money on it, I'd read it.
Yeah.
But they're not doing it for free. They're doing it like it's everybody. You could sell anything to anybody anymore.
Yeah.
So those books of, I've never read one, and I don't know, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head that's like, I've seen the alpha male thing. Like, as an alpha male, shouldn't I be the one in charge of my family doing what's best to take care of me?
Yeah.
Isn't that the alpha male?
Yeah, exactly.
Anything outside of that, like the hard asses, I don't know what the red pill, I think a blue pill is like for, isn't the blue, yeah, that's the only thing I've ever, yeah. But I don't take it, I've never had to take it, by the way. But like, the alpha male movement doesn't fit me, and it's not a need that I will ever need to write a book about to tell somebody how fucking alpha I am. I will show you, and then I will provide for my family, and then you can ask my family, how is he?
Well, protect, provide, provision, right? The 3 P's for dudes. And all, like, but part of that, is keeping them safe. Keeping them safe from you, too. Like your emotions. So, like, if therapy is something that is required to keep your family safe from you, making sure that you're safe, making sure that you're emotionally stable, that's something that you should probably do.
Yeah, the whole alpha thing, like, Instagram reels are my thing at night, like sunsets with music videos that have been mashed up. Like, man, that's my jam. That's never gonna be. If I don't respond to anybody, like, they'll laugh, they'll know. Nick Johnson's about the only one I respond to, and my wife. After like 7:30 p.m. That's it, man.
That's good.
It's Nick or my wife, but like, I see like the alpha male thing, and like, you stand on a street corner and like protect your family, like while they're hiding in your house.
Right.
Like, that just stuff that makes me laugh. Like, the marketing behind it. I've met Jocko.
Yeah.
That's a good man.
Yeah.
You know, I've met Jim with Go Ruck. That's a good man.
Jimmy Letcher?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool.
That's a good man.
Yeah.
Nick with Proven. That's a good man.
Is Jimmy the owner of Go Ruck?
I don't know exactly for sure. What I know,
CFO or something?
I think so, yeah. So the founder is one guy, and I think Jimmy runs it.
Got it.
I've never like put myself in that space as a brand, because we're not a brand.
Yeah.
But as veterans, I respect that brand of people. And so I got to meet him the other day. Nice. We had a great conversation.
Yeah. Jimmy's dope.
Like, hand on my shoulder, he gets it. Yeah. Instantly, like, okay, I understand. So yeah, looking forward to what that's gonna bring.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But the alpha male thing, stop it.
Yeah. I've met Jimmy a lot of times, and he's like always open arms, just like willing to talk and stuff. So yeah, that's going to be a good one for you guys.
Yeah, it'll be great. I like good people. I like people that provide solutions for veterans, because that's all I want. I'm not going to do anything else. If it doesn't provide a solution, I can't play a game. We're not a brand.
Yeah.
The brand that we're partnered with it's not a game. The Proven brand is not a game.
Yeah.
It's they want to help people, and they're good at it, and they're getting very, very, very good at it.
That's good.
And I can't think, not just Tia and Shane, Proven, but what Nick Johnston has provided our organization in the terms of resources that have already happened in the last year. Like director of VA hospitals now will answer my phone.
What did you say?
The director of like VA hospitals. Fancy doctors, they want involved.
That's awesome.
And that's where veterans get real solutions.
Yeah.
And the healthcare and how to make their benefits streamlined and go faster, and the processes and those things. And the CrossFit part's cool, but that's what goes on behind the scenes. Like these people that the demographic that's killing themselves, it's scientifically down, and we have it down to a science of who's doing it. That's who we're targeting. Yeah. And it's working real well because of people like Nick, people like the Proven brand, even competing brands have been very nice to me. I'm not going to give them any credit because mom's number one. You know, like mom's the shit. Yeah. But it's nice to see like an Iowa guy like Colton come over to Proven. Yeah. Like I was like I'm a grown ass 40-year-old man, and watching Colton come over to a brand that we're associated with. Yeah. It was like, man, that's an Iowa pig farmer. That's so awesome. Look at him. I mean, like he fits the mold of what you would want. Yeah. Like he speaks volumes for genuine authenticity. Blue collar motherfuckers. Just he is who he is. He's not who he's not. That's it. Yeah. And that's like with veteran healthcare and veteran suicide, we are who we are. We have to pinpoint what we're going after, and I think I've met some more people like that this week, and it's pretty nice. It's dope, dude. Well, let's talk about real quick what ValorFit is, what your mission is. Give your sales pitch, your mission statement. Sales pitch is little. It doesn't need to be a sale because this is just for sure a good company. What we do, we are a veteran-based 501c3. We provide financial aid for struggling veterans. So there's an application they send to us online, and we come to an agreement that they will go at minimum 3 days a week, and we will provide financial aid for their membership for up to 6 months. For a CrossFit gym, right? For a CrossFit gym, if they go. So through Wodify, whatever app is there, it's a quick email, can I get a screenshot? So our card goes on their Wodify account. And then they're gonna email me the receipt, but they gotta go 3 times a week. So generally what it is for CrossFit, it's to break down old bad habits and start new positive ones. Yeah. Physically and mentally. Community. Community is everything. Being surrounded by positive people. And people are like, well, I have positive people in my life. I'm like, not positive enough, obviously. Yeah. Obviously fucking something ain't working. Yeah. So let's give this a shot. Like, I don't want you to push those people away. Let's just try this way. Maybe this can be your way. And so, we provide it for up to 6 months. And then in that time, it's like, how are you? Hey, man, things are great. I appreciate this. This is what I needed. Okay, what else do you need? Oh, yeah, I don't know how to refile for my VA disability. My health care benefits are at this percentage. And I'm afraid to ask back because I don't want them to take away that percentage. And it's like Iraq and Afghanistan combat veterans who are having this issue. Yeah. The other people that come to me, I have never said no to anyone. If you ask for help, I will help you. That's good. But you got to show up for us to continue to help you. And so generally we're the combat side of the SEALs are next to me. And in talking with them, they get it like, well, what about this in my medical records? I don't have this, or I'm at 50%, but I have a friend who's at this, this, and this, and man, I'm fucked up. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, you're fucked up, you admitted it, let's go see. And let's go see means putting them in front of city, state, and county people who do VA benefits. Yeah. Those people that are experts in this and help you. They don't do it for you, they help you, and they talk you through things. And then it's like, but you have to, then you got to click submit. Yeah. Some people don't know, whether it's they don't know how to work on the computer, they don't know how to fully communicate it in words. So then here's the paperwork, take it home and write it and bring it back in this envelope, and we'll do it together. And so there's so many different
Comes back to that
aspects
instruction
of it.
thing.
Yeah, but the CrossFit side, like the gym membership's the cool part.
Yeah.
It's like, let's go try this and new, and they're okay. Yeah, cool. CrossFit. Yeah, I've seen really fit people. I'm gonna be super fit like them. Like the people on TV. It's like, okay, yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
And then like a couple days in, like I'm not gonna be like them.
Everybody's
like, no,
making
not.
the games when they start.
Then it's like, thankfully the veteran crew, like they understand, like they're not gonna be like that. They just want to be happy.
Yeah.
They don't know what that looks like, so they want to try this. And CrossFit is such a good. It's good for your health.
Yeah.
It's good, obviously, physically, but like mentally, like the pride, the confidence, the adrenaline, the hormones, all those things.
It's a challenge every day.
Scientifically, yeah. But it's like the people. It's cool to have fun.
Yeah.
It's cool to be around nice people. It's cool to be around positive people. It's cool to be a little inappropriate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like those jokes and stuff, but like that's the whole environment that it provides. Like we're piggybacking off this success. We pay for it as an accountability.
That's awesome.
And we pay for it for up to 6 months, and it works out really well.
And it's continued support after that too,
yeah,
right?
If generally people go about their way and they get jobs, and they'll come to our events, whether we have a community Murph event or a local competition that another gym's putting on, and we have an apparel booth there. People come back and say, hey, thanks for the opportunity. They might not even be doing CrossFit anymore, but they're in a much better place.
Yeah.
You know, because CrossFit isn't for everyone, but it is for everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's really, really great, and yeah, I'm super fucking proud of it.
Hell yeah, dude. You should be. I think that what you're doing is fucking amazing. And being a vet, dude, and being in the military, you guys don't get enough credit. I mean, to be honest, like you and cops just do not get enough credit for what you do.
I appreciate it, and that's the thing. There's so many resources for veterans. It's just understanding which ones will actually benefit from you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, my partnership and ValorFit's partnership with Proven and now in the CrossFit community is beneficial for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, some things just aren't beneficial. Like doing maybe certain I'll never do I'm not promotion. Like, what do you want me to promote? Like, we can do some stuff together for a fundraiser for veterans, but like we're not a brand. So if it doesn't benefit, and that's what we try to find for veterans, is lead them to the resources that actually benefit them, health, education, and CrossFit, because that makes people fucking happy.
Yeah.
So
I love that, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to sit down with me and have a conversation.
Absolutely.
Let people know what you're doing. If there is any other promotions or plugs that you want to do, go ahead and put them down.
We're gonna be having some fundraising stuff when we get out of here for the Open. I'm gonna swim across to Miami Beach and race Colton here in a minute.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that, and don't tell him that either. He's right there, but don't tell him. But no, other than that,
Colton.
just follow Valor_Fit_org on Instagram and catch what we do.
Dope, dude. Thanks so much.
Awesome.
Remember to like and subscribe. We'll catch y'all in the next show.